Well, hello there. It is time for another apartment tour, and today we're actually showing you the cheapest Airbnb we've had in Europe all year, which is kind of crazy. Should I say the price now or save it for later?
Yeah, let's just get it right out of the way.
$16 a night.
16 bucks a night.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna show you the apartment first, and then we're gonna sit down and give you some tips on how you can find a place that's cheap yourself.
Yes, so let's begin with the tour. Sam is standing right in front of the main entrance.
I sure am.
So basically, when you walk in, you have this small little dining area.
Yep.
For 4 people. So this is where we had our meals, but this was also our workspace.
Yeah.
Typing away. Then we had a really nice kitchen.
We did.
Like nice and modern.
Yeah.
So we had our fridge, our range. I never know what to call this thing.
Yeah, that's where it's the cooking range, Audrey. Yeah. it's the element, the hot stove.
Anyways, yeah, so this was our little kitchen. We spent a lot of time here trying to be healthy, eating lots of vegetables, lots of pasta.
We were making pasta on a daily basis. Yeah. We were also having fruit salads. You know what, like some really cheap food items here were things like kiwi, feta cheese was so cheap, just getting that out. Peppers were ridiculously cheap. Zucchini and mushrooms were cheap, so we're just like we were eating super healthy. It felt really good.
Vegetables with pasta, like the vegetable was the main thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see the living area next. So I'll let you walk first so we're not blinded by the sun.
Yeah.
So this was a really nice couch or sectional. It was just super spacious. So again, we also did some work here and watched Netflix as usual. We started a new series last night, Godless, I think it's called, with the girl from Downton Abbey.
Yeah, it's pretty gory, but it's got us hooked already. We've only watched 1 episode, but that may be our new series because Star Trek ended. That series ended.
And The Crown hasn't started yet, although it will have by the time you see this.
Yeah, but here's something. What's a series that you guys are watching on Netflix or something else that you think would be good? Let us know because we're always looking for a new one.
Yeah. Okay, let's continue. Let's do the bedroom next. So again, I'm gonna let you go.
Okay, I'm gonna mosey on in first.
Backwards.
Backwards.
Yeah, so this was our bedroom. It wasn't the most spacious bedroom, but I mean, you can fit a double bed and like a little armoire, so that's...
Yeah, the bed was of a decent size. It was comfortable, and we had, overall, this was just like, this for 2 people, this apartment was a perfect size. Yeah.
You know, the only thing I wish is that they had a duvet. Like, I'm a big duvet girl, and these blankets are super light, and we're heading into winter. Oh, we have a balcony. I haven't mentioned that. So... yeah, it was a bit chilly to actually spend too much time in the balcony, but if you were here in the summer, you could have like your morning coffee.
We didn't go here once. This is our first time actually.
First time. May as well enjoy it. Hello world.
It's what, like we're having highs of what, about like 10 degrees in late November. Yeah. So it's not somewhere you would come to chill, but the views are pretty cool, and look down here.
Someone has a garden. It's like a vegetable patch.
There's orange. There's like a mandarin tree or an orange tree off in the distance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, let's go back and we'll show the bathroom.
Back inside.
Back inside and show the bathroom.
Okay, the last thing to show you is the bathroom.
And it's noisy.
Yeah, when you turn the lights on,
yourself.
The fan goes on automatically. So I'm just gonna let you go in, do a little tour in there.
Okay, really quick tour. So we had a washing machine, which we always appreciate.
Yes.
And I think we mention that every time, but it's so nice to be able to do your clothes. There was a heater up here, and that was basically, we were told just to leave that on the whole time. We had lots of hot water, good water pressure in the shower, a nice modern shower, fairly big by European standards, and little toilet. So yeah, that's it. Now it's time for us to I'll sit down on the couch and basically tell you why we got such a good deal and how you can get a deal like this yourself.
Okay, Sam, so what is the magic trick? How did we find a cheap place?
So there are basically 3 key points I want to mention. So the first key point is that we traveled in the off season.
Yes.
So prices are always so much cheaper, especially in like coastal type places, resort type places. If you go in the off season, that's when you get the deals.
Yeah.
And so we traveled in the extreme off season, like late November. This is more of like a late spring, summer, early fall. that's the peak season here.
Yeah.
So we traveled in the late, basically the extreme off season.
Yeah, and no one's here for the beach, so we're kind of like the only tourists in town, it feels.
Right, so that's point number one.
Yeah.
So point number two is the actual location of this place. So in Budva, the main area is the old town, and we were just 15 minutes by foot removed from the old town. So we were really close, but not quite there.
Yeah.
And a lot of travelers I find are fixated on staying in like the heart of the city, staying in like, you know, the heart of the old town, especially in a smaller destination like this. So if you're willing just to stay a little bit further away, like in the more residential areas, that's how you also get a much better deal.
Yeah.
And point number three is that this is a newer listing, a newer building. And because of that, the Airbnb hosts, like there's a lot of competition on Airbnb. There's apartments that have hundreds of reviews, like 5 stars, 4.5 stars. So if you're a newer listing, and in fact, this building is only like 3 months old.
Yeah, 3 months, which is crazy.
Yeah, so if you have a newer listing, how you're going to lure new customers in is to have, a cheaper price. And so we basically got this beautiful, like nice modern apartment for $16. Like I could see this costing double or triple potentially in peak season.
Yeah.
We got it for an absolute steal because it's a newer listing. It only had, I think, 4 or 5 reviews?
Yeah, not many, but they were all good.
They were all really good. So we knew going in, like, yeah, this is going to be a good place, and the price was right, and that is how you get a really good deal on Airbnb.
And now that we've talked about the apartment, closing thoughts on Budva.
Closing thoughts on Budva. So we actually came here not as much as tourists. We were kind of on we call it a workation.
Yes.
We planned to spend like far more days in front of the computer than actually out sightseeing.
Yeah.
And so basically, if you wanted to visit here, keep in mind that it's only 30 minutes away from Kotor.
Yeah.
So we quite highly preferred in terms of like travel experiences. Kotor we'd recommend over Budva. So what we would recommend is if you're short on time, stay in Kotor, do Budva as a day trip. If you have lots of time, then sure, come here for a few days. And it must be a completely different atmosphere in the summer.
Oh, I bet it is.
Yeah, it must be a real party atmosphere. But anyways, if you're into that, come in the summer. But if you want to experience more of the cultural activities here and to have less crowds, then come when we did. Because for instance, we went out to like the main attraction, the Citadel, and we were the only people there.
Only people. It was insane.
It was insane. So anyways, we're gonna sign out now from Budva, Montenegro. Hope you guys enjoyed this tour and you learned some tips on how to save some money on Airbnb apartment rentals. So we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Ta-ta.